Here we go, another episode of QI.
No, it's not fair.
Truly sorry,
You're
mate.
going to make me cry. I've spent weeks researching the homophobia episode, and now we have to delay it again. Delay it to cover an issue that was done and dusted years ago.
Mate, I'm sorry, but as you'll hear, if we don't get this one out quickly, they might call the police on us.
Regarding the continued misuse of recordings by a member of the public, perhaps the time has come for the council to consider reporting this and other behaviour to the police.
We've dubbed that member of the public, mainly to spare their blushes. But here's the thing. The agenda didn't say alleged misuse. It didn't say concerns about recordings. It simply declared there had been continued misuse of recordings by a member of the public. And what happened? Someone immediately suggested reporting this and other behaviour to the police. The police! For some lampooning, come on! Funny how that works. Use the word misuse as though it's already an established fact, and people naturally assume wrongdoing has already been proved. Intentional? We'll let you decide.
Has this council got nothing better to do? The law has long been established since 2014 that filming is permitted, which includes editing and satirising silly and absurd council decisions.
Hold on to your hairnet, Andy. We're about to see ridiculousness in real time. We don't need to satirise today. We're going to let the whole discussion play out for you. It kind of does our work for us.
Wait a minute. We might do this differently. We have a guest with us this week.
They're very naughty podcasters.
Hello, yes.
Hello,
it's,
Mr. Martin. Mystery man.
Me, your mysterious man that keeps appearing in some of your videos, I've noticed. Yes, I have a checkered past with the council, but nothing but good intentions for North Taunton. Last night's meeting was certainly interesting, but shall we get to it and we'll talk you through what happened?
Yes, curious that comments last night suggested our videos were dumping on our own doorsteps.
What's that expression, never foul one's own nest? Well, I'm not in the habit of doing that, and certainly my observations, comments and criticisms have only been directed at the people making some pretty silly and ridiculous decisions.
Decisions that we have enjoyed highlighting with humour, might I add.
Apparently, our videos were described as objectionable at last night's council meeting. Funny how the truth develops such delicate feelings.
Podcasters.
I always used to attribute this to Oscar Wilde, but actually it was Abraham Lincoln who said he has a right to criticise who has a heart to help, and certainly that's how I always approached my civic duty in getting involved with local politics, and most definitely applied that when I went on to the council here in North Taunton. But much to my surprise, the real offence was the fact that nobody really wanted to be scrutinised or to have anybody ask any questions.
And that, to me, is objectionable.
Hang on, Mr. Martin. Let's dial the intellectual setting back to medium. Our audience came for the laughs, not a master's degree in local government. Although, after 3 years of being portrayed as public enemy number one, it's good to know your evil master plan was checks notes, explaining how councils work.
While we have you, can you set up what was happening last night?
Well, it all started with the radical idea of asking questions. When I became a councillor, I'd already served as a city councillor in Bristol. I arrived thinking that asking about policies, procedures, finances and governance was part of the job. Turns out not everyone shared that revolutionary view. Very quickly I discovered that asking questions here in North Taunton was becoming a bigger problem than answering them. So when the answers stopped coming, I did something outrageous. I used the Freedom of Information Act, and suddenly the FOIs became the problem, not the missing information, the FOIs, which is a bit like blaming the receipt because someone asked where the money went. Then things became even stranger. Rumours started doing the rounds. Apparently I was making gay pornography. Now I know local government can be exciting, but I don't remember that being on the agenda. By then I'd realised I needed something old-fashioned. Evidence. The council was already recording its meetings, so I thought, perfect, I'll just ask for the audio recordings. Nope. They didn't give me any. So 7 months later, an independent regulator, the ICO, ruled in my favour that the recordings had to be released in the public interest. And what did I find on the audio recordings? Hours of councillors discussing me, my motives, behaviour, character. So I asked a very simple question. Where's the evidence to back up all of the things that you're discussing about me?
Dramatic pause.
None arrived. Instead, the council stopped recording the meetings. Now, call me old-fashioned,
Old-fashioned.
but if your response to someone obtaining the recordings is to stop making the recordings, people might start drawing their own conclusions. Fortunately, the law allows any member of the public to film record and audio record council meetings. So I politely told the clerk I'd be bringing a camera. And so the saga of recording meetings began. And last night's meeting was just another chapter in that saga.
Thanks, Mr. Martin. Mate, I've got to ask. Last night, the chair seemed to tell you off for shaking your head, not shouting, not interrupting, not throwing a chair, just existing with mild facial expressions. Is that standard procedure? Or did you accidentally pull the world's most offensive nod?
Let's just say Colin seems to take a keen interest in me. My mere presence seems to excite his latent proclivity to behave like a headmaster. Unfortunately for him, the Local Government Act keeps wandering into the classroom and correcting his lesson plan. Rather than schooling me, I think he is the one that ends up with the education.
Careful now, you'll put Andy out of a job with that sense of humour. Actually, I might end up calling the police on us. So, cracking on, as we said, let's leave the video of last night to do the talking.
The funny thing about the debate was this. There was plenty of evidence that councillors didn't like the videos, but absolutely no evidence that the videos amounted to misuse, abuse, or anything unlawful. It was rather like holding a murder trial without troubling the jury with a body. 15 minutes of council time. Now that looked like misuse to me. Stop smirking, Mr. Martin.
Viewer, be warned, this is not a joke and a waste of everybody's time and energy.
Item 13, filming of meetings. This is to review the arrangements we have for filming and live streaming. Currently we are live streaming council meetings onto our Facebook page, so that recording is then available to anybody who cares to look at it. But we have had some issues with this. I think Councillor Knight wanted to raise some points.
Yeah,
on this one.
I asked for this to be put on the agenda last month. I just wanted to kind of open the question. The intention for recording meetings was essentially to get people that are in the wider community that might want to be interested in council business discussions. It gives them a medium if they can't get to the council office. I think it also showed transparency. People were able to watch the conversations and therefore understand decision making. Unfortunately though, I feel recently that they have been manipulated, pulled out of context, they've been edited into a different medium, which initially poked fun at certain councillors, but actually now when you look at it, it's the community that bothers me more. It feels like it's poking fun at North Taunton as a whole, generally, and the community. Some of the videos, things like, we need to wake up, as in North Taunton, sleepy village, town, you need to wake up, sort of almost smell the coffee, see what's going on in front of your nose. And I just think that completely discredits a community that used to be vibrant, friendly and fun. You look at the housing market, I'm not suggesting that these videos are stopping that, but what I am suggesting is that people are looking to move into the community. The internet is used widely, people do then sort of research where they're moving into. My goodness me, you only have to look at the hub and the videos and the comments that are on there, and it does not show the community in the best light at all. And I just think that from a housing perspective, economy perspective, people moving in, I just raised the question that the valueness of the recording, I don't think it's being used in the right way, I think it's being abused. And I just wanted to open the floor for a discussion of how we felt with continuing and the merits and the worth of recording our meetings.
Right, let's take views around the table. Councillor Whiteley.
Yeah, well, you're allowed to film a council meeting and you're allowed to edit. But you're not allowed to edit in such a way that councillors or the council are held in ridicule. Now, I've not seen any of these things, I don't do social media. But if that's happening, then going back to what a member of the public said, that's a matter for the police. They're not allowed to do it.
Well, I mean, a couple of the videos that I have seen, they border on libel, very close to the line. and
Got to be stopped.
yeah, and certainly I found a couple of them objectionable, and I think the person who's doing it should be ashamed of themselves, because they are highly objectionable. So the question really we've got for the council is, do we continue to live stream on the basis that somebody is going to take the recordings and manipulate them into a format or a style that we never intended?
Well, if we don't record it, somebody else will.
Well, this is
But if they do record it, they have to be at the meeting, we know that's being done. At the moment, what is being done is that the recordings are then being snapshots, if you like, sound bites, if you like, are being taken and edited, then squashed into a bigger video. It is out of context, and it is to paint an agenda, I think, which is personal, and I don't feel that it is then giving the community the true worth of what the council's doing. I think because they're being the way they're being strongly edited, that it does manipulate the conversation. If you watch the videos, you will think not very nicely of North Taunton, and I just feel that this community
they're
is
also raising
worth more.
issues that go back 3 years or more and have been settled, and they are raising issues that
which
have been settled.
I'm thinking wider actually.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah.
the community, people that live in this town.
Yeah,
I've had comments of people coming up, they're not happy, they don't like it, they don't like the way that North Taunton is being portrayed. And that's taking outside of just council, it's general.
Yeah, I mean, I've had
community.
several comments made to me about, they don't think they're very good at all.
Yeah. Now, I will say that if we then choose to stop, obviously we're not going to hit people that do watch the filming in the vein that it's meant to. I know when I don't attend, I like to watch the videos, it keeps me in touch. But it's, as always the case, the minority ruin it for the majority. That's just what I want to say, and I just think that we need to have a bit of a discussion.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a recordings policy, which entitles any member of the public to record council meetings, but it doesn't include the authority or the ability to edit the recording in a way that ridicules or embarrasses anybody. Anybody who's doing that is actually breaching our recordings policy, and we have to consider what we're going to do about that. I've had several people say to me that they find these videos that are circulating highly objectionable, and they think it's entirely wrong.
So, legally, I sort of, responding to your concern, I do see the concern about the damage done to the town through this. On the other hand, I'm sure she won't mind me saying her name, but my neighbour Claire, it's a bit hard for her to get out of the house to come to these meetings. She really appreciates being able to watch them. And I don't think, and I also don't think stopping the live streaming would help or really tackle the problem, because as you say, we have to allow filming, don't we?
We don't have to allow. That's the point. It's our gift to give. We are not mandated to have the meetings live streamed.
We don't have to have the meetings live streamed. There's a recording.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to come in and record the meetings, then
they have the legal right to do that.
My point is we are not mandated. We do not have to live stream. I do know people that also watch the videos because they can't always get to the meetings, so they will miss out. But you've also got to look at how we are then seen and viewed by the wider communities.
If our concern is how the live stream recordings are going to be used, can we publish them under a license, which means that that's not allowed?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think my copyright them and say that wasn't allowed.
Councillor Wiley.
But I don't think we should stop the live stream. I'd probably always we should engage in dialogue person. I'm going to throw that out as another option, that maybe we should engage in dialogue, and because it's it's a residence at the end of the day, and it will be, you know, there's maybe a conversation to be had.
I would agree with Councillor Smith. If we stop live streaming and this person or persons carries on recording and manipulating it, we've got nothing to say, well, this is what actually happened. We've got our recording that will refute whatever this person is doing. But if we stop live streaming or live recording, then we've got nothing.
But at the moment, if we don't live stream and it gets recorded from here, at least we know who has done the live recording or who has recorded the meeting. At the moment, some of these videos are being done without maybe someone being honest about who they are and where it's come from. So at the moment, it's in an unknown quantity. It gets put up on
I mean, some of the
YouTube and
videos
everything
I've
else,
seen
so-
are being published under what I believe to be a false name.
I mean, if we keep live streaming, that's fine. I just think we need to be very strong around understanding what's going on. I do know that
Mr. Martin, if you're not going to just sit there and be sensible, I'm going to ask you to leave, because you're shaking your head, you're smiling, you're smirking.
I'm
This is not
agreeing with
helpful.
some of the points that are being made.
It's not helpful, your attitude.
I'm not interrupting this meeting. You keep interrupting it, Colin, and keep attacking me. Can you
I'm not
resist?
attacking you. I'm
Yes, you
asking
are.
you to...
You're accusing me of something I'm not doing, so
You
please
don't think you're smirking?
withdraw. Are you smoking right now?
No.
Well,
You?
nor am I.
Okay, can we,
Right.
we move this
That's
on?
enough.
So can we just
Right.
move this on? I think then we have a further discussion of the value of recording. We have to note that people in the community have turned around and said that they don't like it. They are not appreciative of the way that North Taunton is
It's
being
being
used.
showed, yeah.
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 The good thing is it does show up where the, like with the freedom of information requests, people can see what it is and what we're talking about. And last meeting we talked about the AGAR and how much money was wasted on
Yeah.
the AGAR report. And people realise it. I have people
Yeah.
come up to me, I can't believe that amount of money we spent.
And that's a legitimate comment, because, you know, it is a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
People saying
these...
that my council tax money has been spent on
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So it does highlight that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I appreciate, I haven't seen any of these videos, but I appreciate, you know,
Yeah, I mean...
people don't want to be abused.
I mean, a lot of people, I think, appreciate the live stream, because I think we've had 60, 70 views, some cases.
Yeah, sometimes we've had over 400.
400.
But does that show 400 people or 400
Views.
views? So you
Yeah.
could have two people, one view it once and one view it 399 times.
Yeah.
when you're scrolling through,
Yeah.
and you start playing, it will count that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a bit of a difficult to understand whether
Yeah. But there's no doubt that the editing that's being done and some of the stuff that's being published is showing North Taunton in a bad light, and that is attacking the community rather than attacking this council.
I also think, though, that if it is attacking the community, and I've not seen, I saw a bit of one, so I've not been watching this. We as a community know, I think we know the truth of the community, and I think overwhelmingly what people see, I don't think people would look at just one video and form
Yeah, I just
judgment.
think it's not just one video though, is it?
Well, no, but
There's a few.
I don't think people would look at one source
Yeah, and I accept that. I think if we
And I
carry
think
on
we've got
filming,
so
we need to
much
be stronger
that's
in...
out there that's positive about the town. I think that we don't have to worry too much, because I think that outweighs, you know.
I might disagree with you on that one, Noah, but we're entitled to have different opinions on that.
Okay.
But
Well,
I do
let's-
agree that if we're going to continue, we need to be stronger in how they get done
You couldn't do it through
and the format.
Facebook, because
Yeah.
you sold the property of Facebook
Yeah.
once you're doing it. So you can't
So
do it right.
I'd suggest we look at the licensing for our recordings.
Well, to see if there's any copyright
I know in
issues.
software,
I don't know, I'm not an expert.
you could
You
put
can
it
do
out
it through the
under
website.
a license that
Yeah.
means that certain, you control how it is used, and so I presume there's something similar with video, but happy to look
Okay.
into that.
So, I was going to say, would you like to look into that?
Yeah. So, do we all agree that we investigate further as to how we can control this? Okay. Okay, anything more on filming meetings? Anybody like to contribute? Let's move on to items.
Goodness me, call the police!